Hello everyone and welcome to this video where we will play the full demo of Life Below, a game that I think you will definitely love. I'm almost 100% sure that you'll love if you love Planet Zoo like I do. Because it's basically a city builder but for a reef, a coral reef with all the little fish swimming around on the sea. So it's really awesome. It has a conservation and nature biodiversity message, so that's the type of game that I love. Cozy and related to animals and conservation. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Reef. We're Megapop, an indie team from Norway, and we're thrilled that you're checking out our game. It's still in development. You will encounter occasional bugs, so you can report it with F11. Thank you for playing and supporting indie development. We can't wait to hear what you think. Team Megapop. So let's continue. I'm recording this on the last day of the demo being available during the festival, but it will definitely be available at some point, so you may want to wishlist it if you like this game. I checked out the game because I really loved the idea, the concept, and the trailer. So let's dive in. Here I have the load game button active because I already played the game, so I'm going to click on new game. Enter a name for the new campaign. So let's say Demo 1. Start campaign. And you can see this beautiful initial cinematic. It's just amazing. This is what initially caught my attention about the game. You can see the sea turtle. I love turtles and tortoises. And you can see, well, it has that conservation message. The garbage, the plastic, and everything on the sea is just destroying corals, and you just have that rock. And here you can see this beautiful, beautiful animation of our main character, Thalassa. The names of the characters that I found so far seem to be inspired by gods and goddesses related to the sea and the earth. So that was another nice touch. I love her design, like her little cape. It's so cute, so beautiful. I don't know, the color gradient as well. Her tentacles restore the reef. You can see it growing. So cute. It just really melted my heart. I had to play the game when I saw the trailer. You can also see that these are called water sprites in the game, and they will help you restore the reef. Right now they're picking up the trash in the ocean, they're cleaning everything, and they are restoring corals in the seabed, in the rock bed. I think that was like the perfect start. And then you will see this blank screen for a few seconds. And now we're going to start loading the game, Life Below. This is like one of the first times that I'm narrating while I'm playing. I usually do like the voiceover after. So this is also interesting. And here we can see Thalassa. And you can see a little nice structure here, which is called, you will see, Gaia. Oh, Thalassa, there you are. Adjusting to your new guardian body, I hope. You can left click here to go to the next dialogue. It feels very strange to not be a water sprite anymore. I have so many tentacles. Yeah, we can see that, Thalassa. Well, you showed great promise in your previous role. I only wish we had more time to train you as a guardian. Alas, the reefs need our help urgently. And so you must learn in the role. So Thalassa is learning to become like the sea guardian to restore the reef. And here you can see the little water sprites. They're so cute. I've already played the demo like 2 or 3 times and I don't get tired of this. I have provided you with some water sprites to aid you in your endeavors. They will collect resources and help you maintain the reefs, as you once did. Do they know that I used to be one of them not so long ago? Because Thalassa is now like the guardian, but we have these little sprites that will actually perform the tasks. They do, and they tell me they're delighted to aid one of their own in her newfound guardianship. That's good to know. Whether tentacled or finned, we're all in this together. There's so much to do. I'm not sure I'm ready for this Lady Gaia. Gaia is like the heart of the reef. If this heart of the reef dies, then game is over. You have to keep it alive. We never know what we're capable of until we try it, Thalassa. Oh, I guess so. Never fear. I will be watching you through the reef heart. I'll be there if you need me. Best fin forward now. Awesome. So now we are introduced into our coral reef. You can see that right now we have a limited area, which is nice to focus on the initial steps. And here you can see the goals that we have, and let me explain the UI a little bit. Here you have the current area, the current zone where you are looking at your reef. You will have different zones that you can expand your reef to, but that comes later on once you develop this one. Then you can see all the different resources that you have. Here you have coral matter. They're used to construct structures. They're like the building blocks of the reef. You will see the production and how much is stored. So if you played games like Manor Lords, I would say, you would find that similar to the resources and how they are handled. If you hover over this, oh, this is a little nice detail that I didn't notice before. If you hover over the resource, you will see where you can place that specific type of coral to gather it. You can see that they are like blinking right now, where you can place the corals that will produce the coral matter. Then you can see the pearls. Pearls are a currency spent on various things, and you can right now store up to 50. You will see that you can produce them with clams. Then you can generate growth essence, which is used to unlock new growths. That's basically like the tech tree in the game. If you've played games like Civilization, you will know what the tech tree is. It's like a path where you unlock different things and you upgrade them. Then you have coral plates and infused corals, which are, based on what I've seen, not part of the demo, but maybe more advanced in other zones. Here you can also see the temperature and the pH levels, which you will have to keep in a safe range. That is one of the challenges in the game, keeping the coral alive. And then you will see other things that will be unlocked as we progress. This button is the guidebook that will explain the core gameplay aspects. We can check that later on, but for now let's start playing. And here you can see also the settings and the time controls. You can also see the time of the day and how it moves forward. Like you can see that it's a little bit fast forward. Awesome, so these are our current goals. We have to reclaim 50 coral matters and reclaim 20 pearls. Use the reclaim sprite action to gather resources from the resource piles. Sprite actions are different commands for your water sprites. Basically, here we have this little tab, this little button with the sprite actions. And one action is reclaim. You can select multiple targets if you hold and drag. It's like a box select to select them. You can click on them individually, or you can also click and drag, and then you will reclaim those resources over here. Really nice. You can see how the little water sprites are doing their jobs, doing their work, restoring the reef through our actions. And here you can see how the counter is being increased for the pearls and the coral matter. If you click on the resource pile, you can see that it's being collected, resources in the pile, and you can also reclaim those resources over here. You can click on this button as well to collect those resources specifically. Awesome, so now we have our 50 coral matters and 20 pearls. You can also see them over here at the top. Now, some structures like the sprout coral need to be placed on a resource node. They are special tiles, they're not rock like these ones, or they're not sand, they're special. They contain a resource. So basically here, the sprout coral is what will give you coral matter. Now you can see this new tab that says Build. Open the Build menu. There you can see 3 different types of corals and a clam. 2 corals actually and a clam. You have the sprout coral that can only be placed on a sprout node. These are harvested for their coral matter, the building blocks of your reef. So you can mentally associate sprout corals with this resource over here, which is the coral matter. You also have the moon coral, which produce energy for your reef. Energy is the force that powers your reef. Structures require energy to stay active, so it's like the city building aspect where you have the power grid. That is the moon coral here. And they need to be within an energy network. You can see how much each one of these corals produce. In this case, that would be 5 coral matters per hour, and the moon coral produces 5 power units per hour. And their secondary effects. The sprout coral increases the pH by 0.1, and the moon coral increases the temperature by 0.1 degrees. And they also have a cost of coral matter and pearls, and an upkeep of energy. So you can see that the logistics is actually quite detailed. We also have a clam that produces pearls, the currency of the reef. This one produces 1 pearl per hour, and the secondary effects are a decrement or decrease in temperature of 0.1 degrees Celsius. It costs 15 coral matters, 3 pearls, and 2 energy upkeeps. So right now we're gonna place a moon coral because we need to give energy to all structures in the reef. We have one structure remaining, and that is this one over here, the clam. If you click on this square where the clam is, you will see the current status of this clam. It has a health bar. If it reaches 0, it dies. The comfort, how stressed the structure is based on environmental factors. You can also disable or enable that particular element of the reef on the energy network. And you can see the status, outside energy radius. Right now it's not getting any energy, so it's not producing any output. It's not giving us any pearls. We need to add a moon coral here, like this. And immediately our water sprites will come to the rescue. They will take the resources over there, so we can build our moon coral. Really love the concept from the start, so that's why I was really looking forward to showing this to you. If you love Planet Zoo, I think you will love this game too. Moon corals both generate more energy and increase the range of active energy networks. Important to know that. Now, we need to give energy to all structures, yes, so this one is providing energy. This one, let's see why. Let's also add this one, the sprout coral over here. And let's add another moon coral so it gives that coral power, because you have this node, this specific node is where you can place the coral matter, the sprout corals over here. You can place 2 of them. Each one requires 15 coral matter and 3 pearls. We have the pearls, but the coral matter is a little bit scarce over right now. So let's see if we can reach that. I do think we can reach that because we need 5 and we have 5. So let's see. Yes, I think we can do that. Great. Now the clam is also telling us that we need to... It's not getting any energy and I'm not sure why. Let's see why. It's generating. Maybe we need to reclaim these resources and place a moon coral over there. To reclaim the resources, you just click on this reclaim button. You can also restore the structure, and that has a cost, but that's when the structure is not healthy. For reclaiming those resources and just moving the moon coral to another place, you can just reclaim them and the sprites will do all the work. And now we can place the moon coral over here, which I think will cover it, should cover it. And they will bring the resources over there so we can provide the energy that the clam needs. I love the logistic aspects of the game. Now, if we check our sprout corals, they are in the network. We can see that it's currently part of the alpha current. That network is consuming 6 out of 40 units of power, so it has a surplus of 34, and it consumes, this one specifically, 2 energy units per hour. It's producing 5, but it can store up to 15 coral matters per hour. It's producing 5 coral matters per hour, but it can store up to 15 in total. Once the storage is full, it won't produce any more until you have another type of coral, which is called like the storage coral, where you can store the resources. Okay, so now we need to harvest coral matter and harvest more pearls too. So let's harvest. Let's see. First of all, we need to go into the sprite actions and choose to harvest them, and we also need to harvest the clam. Our water sprites will usually do that automatically, but if they don't, we can also instruct them to do that. Tell them to do that, please. And now we need to reach 35 and 100. We're very close to that. Maybe we will need to wait a little bit, because remember that the production is hour-based, so we may need to speed things up over here. They are harvesting, and now I think we will hit the goal. Well, the pearls are a little bit more scarce because the clam is only producing 1 per hour, but we can create another clam, like this. And that will give us 2 pearls per hour. Like this. Awesome. We have 27, we need 35, so right now basically we just need to wait. We can fast forward this, so 1 hour elapses and we get more resources. We need 6 more pearls, so we would need like 3 more hours until they produce. You can see how much they are producing here and the process, the progress of that process of generating 1 pearl. Each clam can store up to 3 pearls. Great, so let's see what our little sprites are up to. They're harvesting. We have 33, 34. We're very, very close. 33. And there we go. Now we have 35. Awesome. So now Gaia wants to introduce you to someone. Now we see this cinematic, which is really nice. I just love seeing Thalassa swimming. My mom is a personal fan of jellyfish, so that's one of the things that I loved about the game initially. You've been making great progress, Thalassa, but maybe it wasn't fair to ask you to do this alone. What do you mean? Have I disappointed you in some way? No, not at all, but we all need guidance from time to time. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. And here we see the new character, which is so cute. It really reminds me like of Triton, I think, from the mythology, but it is based on a god, and you will see the name right now. This is Pontus, a former reef guardian who needs a fresh outlook on life and some new challenges. Well, I hope I won't prove too much of a challenge for him. Oh, I doubt that. There are a few things in these oceans that I have not dealt with. Despite what you may have heard, I can't be everywhere at once, and it is my hope that Pontus can offer guidance and support as you move into more uncertain waters. So basically Pontus will be like our mentor. Let's see what we're working with here. Well, those tentacles could be cleaner for a start. Okay, so now we see that Pontus is a little bit strict. This is not some dank puddle, you know. This is the great ocean. I'll try. I've been so busy and I'm still getting used to them. No excuses, we must maintain standards. Gaia was right, you do need help. But I have shined the dullest of shells in my time, and I expect you will be no exception. I'm sure I will. Benefit from your wisdom, Pontus. I'm sure you have much to teach me. Well, quite right. Yes, let us get started at once. So Pontus will basically lead us through this level. Now we have this little shiny light which we are going to check out after we check the controls. W, A, S, D, which are like the standard keys we can use to pan the camera. The mouse wheel can zoom in and out. We have a specific limit here for zooming in. And the Q and E buttons can rotate the camera. So yes, this is a 3D game, it looks beautiful, and we can also rotate the camera. You can adjust the speed of the rotation in the settings, and you can also activate or enable the edge scrolling, which is something that I love. To enable edge scrolling, you just go to the settings here, settings, and then you go to edge scroll over here in general. Apply, done, and here we can edge scroll. I don't know, I personally like it. Talk to the lost spirit. So if we click on that specific tile, we see the lost spirit. Have you seen a shiny thing around here? It was just what I needed to finish my shell decoration. Hey, did you take it? It's my shiny thing. I saw it first. I am not moving until I get my shiny thing back. Fascinating. You seem to be the lost spirit of some kind of collector. Possibly a decorator crab, yes? It's still rather hazy, to be honest. All I can think about are shiny things. If you once were, then you'd normally be collecting objects for camouflage. I love that they're also adding the educational aspect here. But you've taken a rather different approach. What can I say? I'm an artist until I die. I fear that may literally have been the case, my friend. Perhaps if we could find you some new shiny things, you might consider moving on. So we need to help the poor lost spirit to move on by finding the shiny things. We have to accept the quest. And now we are going to take 15 pearls and give it to the spirit, and you will see that the spirit will reward us after that. Our little sprites are doing their little work. They're really nice. Right now, it's like a coincidence, but I'm not really using the edge scrolling. Shiny things! This is so kind of you. I can see you recognize the needs of a true shiny thing artist when you see one. I'm delighted I could help you. Follow me to the Reef Heart and we'll ensure that you and your shiny things will be part of this Reef's energy forever. Sounds artistically satisfying to me. Lead on. So now we just have to wait. We have to guide the lost spirit to the Reef Heart. So that will be performed by our beautiful sprites. You will see that after they're finished harvesting, one of them will guide this little light to the heart of the reef. Beautiful. Now we can claim the spirit's gifts, the growth coral and the brain coral, two very important corals in the overall logistics of the game. I will show you. Now our goals have been updated. We see build 1 brain coral, which the brain coral produces growth essence, and build 1 growth coral, which unlocks new growths. Here you can see that you can alter the game's speed by pressing 1, 2, or 3, the keys, or by using the control buttons on the top right that we already used. And now we can see that different elements of the UI have also been activated, so there are many things going on at once during the tutorial. Let me show you the UI elements first and then we'll continue. Here you can see the little eye which toggles the world space icons. This will show you you will have sometimes icons above the corals and you can toggle them on or off based on their status here with this button. You also have different filters that you can use, temperature filter, pH levels filters, energy fields. Like here you can see which structures are part of the energy fields, and the secondary effects filter, which shows you which ones heat up the reef, which ones are cooling down the reef, the pH, and different effects they have. Here you can see the temperature. The safe range is between 23 and 29 degrees Celsius, and you have to keep it within that range. The pH levels are must be within 8.1 and 8.4. And you will have different challenges with these levels, like in the demo we will have something really nice that I will not spoil, but it's related to one of these measurements. And over here you can see also the balance of algae for your wildlife. Too much and you might cause an algae bloom, too little and your wildlife may starve. We will unlock algae in just a little bit. Here you can check the health of the different structures and check the special food. You also have how many zones you own, the biodiversity, which is like some points that you get when you have more diversity of fish in your reef. The stable ecosystem, which provides bonuses to that zone. It's stable if the development percentage is over or equal to 90%. Your development depends on the amount of structures and wildlife in the zone. And here you have how many water sprites are currently helping you in the game. You have 4 right now, but we will take care of that in just a moment. Now, let's build 1 brain coral here in the build menu. We have the brain coral. Let's place the brain coral over here. The brain coral produces growth essence, which is used to conduct growth. Growth here is just like the progress in the tech tree. You will research different types of corals that will unlock new management levels of the logistics in the reef. So we are creating that brain coral, and then we have the growth coral in the utilities tab. The growth coral allows you to expand the knowledge of your reef through unlocking new growths. It has to be manned by at least 1 water sprite to function. This basically means that you will have 1 sprite working on that while you are researching. It will cost you the time of 1 water sprite. This coral needs 50 coral matters and we have 160, and it's 10 pearls and we have 18, so we're ready to go. We can create it. I highly recommend placing this one very close to the heart of the reef so your sprites can reach it really fast. Because as you can see, they do have to move between the structures. So you do have to think about that part of the logistics. We have the brain corals right now, which is ready. And then we need the growth coral. really nice. Sometimes it's just nice to just stop and enjoy the view and enjoy the animations and the game, and that's what I usually look for in a cozy game, just something that will take my mind off everything, something that will, I don't know, make me feel better and just forget about everything for a moment. I think that's what cozy games are for, and I think this game has done that for me during the demo. So that's why we should continue playing while the growth coral is being... Oh, and here you can see that we have like this shiny well. If you're curious about this one, it will be for a specific type of coral that will generate these sprites, these water sprites. So this will be like the production center for our workers. And while this is in progress, well, it's already completing, so okay, here we have the growth coral. Now we completed the 2 goals, and now we have to go to the crafter. We have to unlock crafter growth and build 1 crafter. Okay, so now we see 3 tabs over here. Now we have a growth button, which opens the growth menu. And here you can see what I was talking about, that this is similar to a tech tree, but for the coral reef. Now we see this one connected to the crafter. The crafter requires 10 pearls. It's used to craft items, and it costs 50 of growth essence. Growth essence was produced by the coral brain, so we do need to harvest some of those resources, but we can start researching that, and the sprites will take care of the process. We can see our current resources over here at the bottom, or you can also check them out over here at the top. I usually tend to look over here first, and then I realize that I have them here below too. Great. So this one here, we can see the brain. This one is producing 5 growth essence per hour, and it can store up to 15 of them. Our sprites will search for those resources, and it will take them to here, to the growth coral. So that's why it's important to keep all of these structures like very close to each other, so the logistics doesn't take too long. We have the energy network we still have a 25 units of surplus, which is great. We don't need any moon corals at the moment. And right now, if we check this, we can see that we have 11% of stable ecosystem. And we see a new button, Zone Housing. Click to view the housing status of all your wildlife in zones you own. But this is like a summary for the wildlife. We don't have any wildlife at the moment, and you will see it's very interesting, the mechanics that the team devised for this. It's like you have to create something called a lure, and that will lure a specific type of fish. And they just look really nice swimming around. I'm gonna show you in just a moment when we reach that part. Okay, so while we wait, we may fast forward this. Because remember that the coral is producing, and I don't think that we should build another brain coral right now. I think we should wait, because it's quite costly. 30 coral matters and 6 pearls, and we only have 15 pearls. I don't think it's worth it. I think we can just fast forward this. And we have 5 growth essence per hour, so basically in 1 hour we should be ready to go here. Awesome, so we are moving forward with this. And you can also check the progress in the growth tab. This one, you can see that it's being researched, and once it is filled, we can create that crafter station. That would be like your workstation if you've played like Castaway, Sims 2 Castaway, or another survival game. That would be like your workstation, that type of coral, the crafter. Okay, so now we finished researching that. We see this over here, this like notification that the growth coral was there. So now we have the crafter, and we can place a crafter. It costs 50 coral matters. We have 200, we have 10 pearls. We have 23 pearls and we need 10, so yeah, we need a crafter. That is part of our main goals here. Also remember to place it close to the heart to optimize the logistics. Resource producers have an internal storage. If that fills up, they will cease all functions. So that is another part of the supply chain, you could say it. This icon means that the internal storage of a coral is full, and you can see it over here. We have too much coral matter that is being stored over here, and they just can't produce anymore. This one over here. If the sprites don't harvest them and bring them to the heart of the reef, they won't continue producing. So you will have like a sort of a bottleneck over here. But they are being harvested efficiently, and now we just need to wait until this is completed. This one, 52%. If we speed things up a little bit. You can see this. Now we have our crafter coral. Okay, so growth is basically like knowledge, the tech tree, and crafter is like once you have that knowledge, what do you want to craft specific like items, but they're not like corals, they're like the lures for the fish and other smaller things. Now, we need to unlock the soul well. Soul wells have to be built on well springs. These are the well springs, the little blue things that we have over here. They provide sprite souls, which can be used to craft sprite essence. So let's do this. Okay, basically we don't have them, so we have to research them in growth. So well, it costs 50 pearls. No, we have the pearls, but it costs 50 of the growth essence. That is produced by the brain coral, remember? We don't have any right now, but it is being produced. We have 5 here, which has to be harvested, and it's still producing 5 per hour. So basically you don't want to go too far, because you will see that in the demo we will have an important event and you don't want to stretch too far with your resources. Okay, so it's being harvested. We just need 10, so that would be like 2 hours of wait. So if we fast forward this, it should be ready quite quickly. We have 5. And there we go. Now we are researching. You can see that the sprites are here. And I love the little like lightning that you have here within the corals. You can go to growth and see that this is actually being researched, the soul well. This will give us the sprite souls that we can then go to the crafter and use to craft a sprite essence. So basically you go from the soul to the essence, and from the essence to the actual sprite that you have in the game. You can only place soul wells on well springs, which are these little guys that we have over here, like they're like small wells. So we go to production and soul well. Soul wells can only be placed on well springs. They provide sprite souls, which can be used to craft sprite essence. This provides 2 sprite souls. It houses 2 water sprites. It reduces the pH by 0.1. It costs 20 coral matters. We have 200. 4 pearls. We have 23. And it requires 3 of energy. Okay, so we're going to place it over here, but we don't have that area covered by energy. So we need to place a moon coral over here to extend our energy network. Maybe we should prioritize this one. If you click on one of them, which is still like being built, you can prioritize them with this button, and the sprites will tend to go there first. We need the energy before we actually need the coral, so that is okay. This one is at full capacity, and that's where you can start to see the importance of storing the resources in another coral, which will serve as the storage. Right now we have to build 1 soul well and craft 1 sprite essence. We have the soul well over here, and after that we can craft the sprite essence. Cool. Soul wells create sprite souls that can be used at the crafter structure, this one that we have over here, to be crafted into sprite essence. Awesome. You can only place soul wells. Okay, this one is an old notification that we can discard. Now, if we check our energy fields, we do see that this one is covered, so everything is okay. Awesome. Okay. Oops, I think I just moved, so awesome. Now we need 1 sprite essence. How do we go there? Well, we can either click on the coral itself and click on crafting, or we can go here directly, the crafting radial, and crafting. There we see the sprite souls, which are these really cute eggs. Egg-like items are known as sprite essence. They are a small essence of water sprite. Water sprites will bring it from the crafter to the reef heart to hatch, spawning a new water sprite. And here we go, craft. We need 10 pearls and we need 1 sprite soul, so we have 2, we can craft 2. But for the pearls we will need 10 pearls, so we're only going to craft 1. The goals are asking us to craft 1, so for now I'm going to keep it because we also need the pearls. You can see that the sprites are crafting here in their works table, and the sprite essence is being crafted. The sprite will take that to the heart of the reef, and you will see the little animation after this dialogue which is carried. Look at the state of this place, so empty, so lifeless. We must do something about this immediately. What do we do now? Life. That is what this reef needs. The hustle and bustle of aquatic fauna going about their daily tolls. And the denizers of the ocean are picky. They won't just wander onto a reef, they need to be lured. How do we lure them? Well, you're lucky enough to be in the presence of the all oceans over 5 fathoms champion lure crafter. Yeah, Pontus is so humble. Gosh, I had no idea. We'll need materials, and I can see some growing in the sand. A crafter coral and a few water sprites. We have the crafter coral, we have the water sprites, so we only need the materials that are growing in the sand. And remember, the more diverse the life on a reef is, the easier it is to expand. Got it, let's get crafting. Okay, so now we need to unlock anemone and algae coral in our growth tree. Anemones can house clownfish, and that is the first type of fish that we will have. You will have so many Finding Nemo flashbacks and Finding Dory. So beautiful. And here you can see the new sprite that was born, you can say, from the sprite essence. It's so cute. Now we have 5, like you can see here. Okay. Basically, we need to go to the growth and research anemone and algae coral. Right now we need 50 growth essence, we have 40, so basically we have the pearls, but we don't have the growth essence. Let's see, if we have the brain coral costs 30 coral matters and 6 pearls, but we only have 9, so I don't think we should use them right now on that. I think we should just fast forward and wait. And now we have 5 again, so now we are starting to research that. We have the anemone and algae coral, and we can fast forward to have that anemone and algae coral ready in just a second. Yes, we can see everything in fast forward. So nice, we have that. Now we need to build 2 anemones. If we go to the build menu, now we will see habitats here. And here we have the anemone, which is so beautiful. It should also be within an energy field, so maybe we want to keep them over here. Let's build 1 of them. We need 2. Okay, so we need 2. Let's build them over here, close to the network, but not too close, so we can give our little fish some privacy. We also need to build 3 algae corals, because the algae corals will be like the food of our fish. Algae corals produce algae, a resource that serves as food for most species of wildlife in its zone. The algae is not harvested nor stockpiled. Excessive algae production can trigger an algae bloom. It produces 20 algae, has secondary effects of 0.01 pH, it costs 20 coral matters, 4 pearls, and 1 upkeep. And the anemone just houses clownfish. It can house up to 10 clownfish. It costs 30 coral matters, 6 pearls, and the upkeep is 3 in the network. We always need to check if the network is holding up, as we intend it to hold up. Right now, if we click on any one of the corals, we see that we have a 22 units of energy surplus, which is great. We can still house more corals here. If you see this freezing a little bit from time to time, it's because of the autosave feature. The game will autosave, and you can set when it's autosaving. I think the default is every 5 minutes, okay? So at some point you may experience that, like that freezing from the autosave. Great, we have one anemone, we are building the second one, and now we need the 3 algae corals. 20 coral matters, we have them. The pearls are the ones that we are a little bit short on. So maybe we want one of these. The clams, we have 2 clams, so those would be 2 pearls per hour. Let's build one of them and then let's see. We need 4 pearls, we have 7. Okay, let's build them. And then we do have to wait because I don't want to run out of pearls. I really love the animations when they are like born. The little corals when they hatch, it's just so beautiful. I love the look of the anemone as well. It's like cartoonish and not cartoonish. I mean, I love that balance. Okay, so we have the algae coral and we're gonna build another one. Yes. We have 8 pearls now, so we can build it like this. If we fast forward, we can see the progress. And here we go. Awesome. If you see this little color below the corals, that's because we have this filter on, the secondary effects filter. The different colors tell you if they increase, decrease the temperature or the pH, so we're going to disable this. I don't want to see this right now. Now, we have to harvest 2 seagrass. There are tufts of grass that grow naturally on the sand. So here we have some of them on the sand, and we can instruct our sprites to harvest them, like this. Really nice. Here we have another one, and we can harvest another one. Yeah, I think they're all we have right now. Oh, we have this one and this one on the edge. Not sure if we can reach the edge, but let's see. Okay, so we harvested 2. We're going to craft 1 seagrass lure. We need to go here to crafting seagrass. We need 1, so we're going to craft it. The seagrass lure attracts clownfish to the zone, so this is the part where it gets really beautiful because we start having fish there. You will get 10 wildlife with this lure, and this is common, the clownfish. You can see the sprites, which are crafting, and we're going to place it after we craft it. Let me fast forward this. Really nice. Now, we will have our craft over here in the lure storage. And let's lure them over here close to the anemone. You can see the lure, and the lure is going to act. Lure in progress. You can see the progress, and possible wildlife is the clownfish. It's completing the lure progress, and then I think it will disappear. Based on what I remember, it disappears. The progress is gradual. And the goal right now is to lure 20 fish. You will need to craft and place down lures in order to lure in wildlife. And it says that we have 2 fish. Let's see, oh, here they are, so beautiful, so cute. Really love the fish. I really love that the game gives you like that fish in an underwater feel, but without being an aquarium, which I sometimes I don't really like enjoy aquariums game so much because I feel like I'm trapping the fish in like this glass bowl, and I don't think that's fair. Anyone who has watched Finding Nemo knows what I'm talking about. And yes, I just love that they're swimming around, they're free, and they're part of the ocean, but we can see them. And I don't know if you relate to that, please let me know in the comments, but I think it's such a nice and fresh look into the underwater type of game. Okay, so now we know that the lure has finished luring the 10 fish. We have 10, so we need another one, another lure. We can start crafting it here with the craft. We have enough pearls and we have the seagrass, so we can just craft it. And that should lure 10 more wildlife, and our goal is to have 5 total in biodiversity. Luring wildlife to the reef increases biodiversity. New species provide more biodiversity. Right now we have 4, we need to reach 5. Biodiversity score shows how much of wildlife is sustaining your reef. The more diverse the wildlife, the higher the score will become. Biodiversity is used when expanding your knowledge and influence. However, be careful, if you expand too fast, you might encounter biodiversity debt, because this is also used sort of like a currency to get more zones and expand, so that's also something that you need to use smartly during the game. Awesome, so now we have the lure. I think we should have it. Yes, we have the lure, and we can place it over here again and lure the 10 animals. I'm placing it strategically here, like close to the anemone, but I'm not sure if at this point this actually has an impact, because we saw the clownfish like swimming over here. I'm not sure if the location is also something that you should keep in mind, but I'm just doing that just in case. Here we have the little clownfish. If we click here on the anemone, we can see that it's housing 8 out of 10 wildlife, and this one is housing 5 out of 10. So we still have room for 5 and 2 and 1 for 6. We still have room for 6 more clownfish. And we should reach 20, so basically 2 anemone will give us what we need right now. And you can see how the little fish are swimming here around the anemone, so cute. I usually don't like to fast forward this type of game. If I fast forward, that's because I don't want to make the video too long, but usually when you play cozy games, you want to be cozy, you want to be relaxed. So I think taking things easy is something that is not easy in our daily lives, and these games give us like that opportunity to just slow down and enjoy. This reef is getting a bit cramped. Hardly room to stretch my fins. We need to expand, which means strengthening the influence of the reef heart. So we can't just continue building outwards. Oh, by my scales, no. That would be like balancing a whale on a barnacle. It would stretch the reef's heart's power too much and cause it to wither and die. First use the growth coral to unlock the tier 1 zone's growth, and then you must purchase a zone. And then, and only then, can you start expanding. Oh no, not now! Oh no, what is happening? You don't feel it, the rising temperature, the smell of sulfur in the water. I thought that smell was you. Oh boy, poor Pontus. If we weren't about to be hit by a heat wave and facing total devastation, we'd be having words about respecting one's elders. Wait, what? Total devastation? We have no chill corals in place. The heat will destroy the reef. Still, you had a good run, young one. Well, you had a run. Let's just hope Gaia is in a merciful mood. Maybe in another 20 years or so, she'll give you another reef to guard. No, I'm not giving up, Pontus. I'm going to find a way to save this reef. Periodically, hazardous events will occur, affecting your reef in different ways. The heat wave is increasing the water temperature in the zone, damaging your structures and wildlife. Try to find a way to decrease the water temperature. This is like a puzzle that you need to solve, but I'm going to give you the key here. And that happened to me like 2 or 3 times. My poor reef just died because I couldn't determine what I had to do here. Because initially you will see that the clam decreases the temperature by 0.1. And poor me, I at some point thought that placing a lot of clams would save my reef from that heat wave. But no, you need to go here to growth, and then you need to research the storage coral over here. Why? Because from the storage coral you can reach this one, the chill coral, which will decrease the temperature by, I think it's 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. So it's much more effective. So one of these is equivalent to 10 clams and much more effective in the use of resources. And still, you will need the storage coral either way, because you can store more resources before expanding. So it's win-win. Now, we just fast forward this to get the storage coral right now over here. And there we go. Now we have the storage coral, and we can research the chill coral, but this one requires 20 pearls, which we don't have, we have 19, and 100 of growth essence, which we don't have right now, we have 65. So I'm going to just plan the research, and once we have them, our sprites will take them there. Don't try to go too far or too crazy with this, because you will stretch too far and you won't have enough resources. That happened to me once and my reef just died. Great, we need 25 of the growth essence. We only have 1 brain producing that. Maybe we should get another brain, but it needs 6 pearls and we only have 3. So basically, I think we just need to wait. If we do this fast enough, our reef won't die. You can see that we have like the steam coming here because we have the heat wave going on. And the structures are already feeling that. You can see that the health status is being affected. See the little icons here? You can toggle them on or off with this little I button. But in these crises, it's usually helpful to keep track of their statuses. So we just need 20 growth essence. Why are we getting the steam? Because the temperature is currently at 32 and we need to keep it lower than 29. So yeah, this is starting to affect our different structures. We can click on restore here to restore them, but you will see that the repair will cost differently based on the status of that structure. We need 15 of the growth essence. So we have 5 right now. In 3 hours we should have enough to start researching, but I'm not sure if our reef will hold up for the 3 hours. Let me see. The brain coral. 6 pearls. We have the 9 pearls, so I think we could... I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to take the risk and see if this works. We could place down the brain coral and see if that can get us the growth essence faster. The pH levels are okay, the temperature is the only one that's like not producing enough. I don't think the second brain coral was necessary. We will get there right now. In the next hour we will get 5. Okay, but yeah, it got us there faster. This one took it from the second brain coral. Awesome. You can heal your structures by using the restore sprite action. Here you can see the overall health, which is taking a toll, but it's not 0 yet. Some structures may be affected or die. You will see that the shoreline is too hot. We are researching the chill coral. Here you can see like the notifications panel, which is really nice. This will be completed in 27 seconds, the research. We need the chill coral. Please, please, please. Okay, so we fast forward this. I think our structures will hold on. This one is a little bit more affected. Okay, now we have that, and I think it was completed. Yeah, we have the chill coral, yay! Okay, so here we can place a chill coral. We need 40 coral matter and 8 pearls. We don't have enough pearls right now, but we can get them. I think we should place a clam here just in case and prioritize this one and this one. The clam can be built later on. And you can see that the chill coral decrements the temperature by 2 degrees Celsius. So that is super important that one of them will take the temperature down, will bring it down to 30 and the other one to 28. So we just need 2 of them. You can see this, 30 degrees Celsius. So we're very, very close to getting there. I'm going to prioritize this one, yes, but we need 1 more pearl. Okay, I'm going to fast forward, and we need this one, we just need this one. Oh, the heart of the reef is being heavily affected, so I'm going to restore this. This one requires 48, but it needs 9 pearls. So yeah, I think you can see how the corals are slowly like deteriorating. That's another thing that really caught my attention. I really loved how they are representing like the different states, when they're okay, when they're dying, when they're affected. I never thought we would see that. I thought we would just see the coral disappear, but they actually die and they remain there, and you have to collect the claims. Yeah, and there we go. We just survived the heat wave. Not bad, not bad. Always knew you'd be able to save this place. Really? Total devastation, you said. Well, maybe I was a bit hyperbolic, just for dramatic effect, you see. It really got you moving, though. So you were testing me. In a way, but you passed with flying colors. Thank you, I think. But of course, you had the right mentor. Oh, yourself. Now, on to more important matters. We must expand, but there is something strange stirring in those waters. The silt around is unusually thick, and I can't sense anything through it. If we're to press onward, you'll need to unlock that rocky zone. It looks like the only path forward. We need to unlock tier 1 zones in the growth panel. So here we go over here. I'm dragging it with my left mouse button. Tier 1 zones. It costs 100 of the growth essence and 20 pearls. We don't have so many pearls right now. We are going to start researching that, but we don't have enough right now. The structures are now healthier and they are being repaired. Some of them are still overheated, but you can restore them once you have the resources. And let's toggle this one off. The heat wave is still happening, but the current temperature is in a safe range, so we're in 29. If you hover over the temperature over here, you can see that the chill corals are blinking, because those are related to the temperature. If you check the pH levels, you will also see the special corals that we have. There are other types of corals that we can research. The heart is in half of its health. Maybe we should restore it, but it's costing us a lot, 9 pearls. So we're gonna keep it there right now. We need to harvest more pearls, but they're only producing like 1 per hour, and yeah, even the ones that are a little bit like run down are producing pearls. So we should get like 3 pearls per hour. We might think about getting a few clams here, but we need 3 pearls, so it's not ideal. It requires 9 pearls, so right now we don't have the 9 pearls, we just need to wait. And meanwhile, we can take a look at our little fish. So nice, so cute. I think we might need another chill coral because this is like on the edge of the safe range. But this one requires, it's 8 pearls. So we're going to... Let's see, I'm going to place it over here. So it chills down all the structures here, which are very important. Let's fast forward this. And let's check the icons. Well, their health is quite low. But it's still there. We need to take care of the heart of the reef here. It costs 9 pearls. It's very expensive. Let's just focus on this over here. Let's build the chill coral first. That will be my strategy. And then if we get into the crisis, I can restore this one. It's only got a quarter of the health. So we're gonna keep it healthy. If we have the chill coral, I think. We only need 1, and there we go. Now it's being repaired. It's being like built, and this should correct the overheating of the heart. Let's fast forward this so we can see this better. You can see the steam, so it's clearly got a high temperature. This one over here, it's also overheated. This is causing damage, but we have the chill coral in place, which should protect it. Now, I do think it's important to repair the heart, even if we don't have the pearls right now, but we will have them because we're only 2 behind. And now we can start repairing the heart of the reef once we have the resources. And there you go, we restored the health. Of course it cost us a lot, but I think it's worth it. The others are not so critical. Okay, now we have to own 2 additional zones. Click inside the borders of the rocky zone to the east to open the zone panel and unlock it. Okay, so now we see this. Rocky, Cliff Lagoon. A rocked biome where rocks and cliffs just out of the ground. This zone seems to not be obscured like the others, so you are safe to expand here. Estimated resource of how much coral matter you could extract from that zone, and the sprite souls. We need 25 pearls and 5 biodiversity to unlock it. So basically, we need to have more types of fish. Let me unlock this one, the Fish Hollow. Unlocks Fish Hollow used to house basic fish. This will increase our biodiversity beyond the clownfish. Awesome, let's start researching it. And this one needs 100 of the growth essence and 14 pearls, so it's really expensive. We might need to get more clams, I think, but the clams also need 3 pearls. So yeah, let's see if we can get on with this with what we have. We need 8 pearls. So yeah, I think we will be okay. We just let time pass by and we harvest the pearls from the clams that we already have. The moon coral over here is still overheated. It might be worth it to invest in restoring this one and restoring this one, I think. Because the moon corals give energy to the network. So like this. Okay, so now we unlocked the Fish Hollow. Really nice. Now we go to housing and we find the Fish Hollow. Houses all basic fish except clownfish. We're gonna house 10 fish. This one will cost 30 coral matter, which we already have. We have 189, 6 pearls. We have only 1, which it's a bit of a stretch, but I'm gonna place 1 here. And I'm going to prioritize so all the pearls that we get go here. It's progressing and 100%. Yeah, we have the Fish Hollow over here. Really nice. Now, we need to lure different types of fish, right? We have this tree ready, this branch ready, and we just need to continue researching different types of corals. Acid coral, alkaline coral, and heat coral. For now, we need to get different types of lure, so we're going to go to crafting. We need seagrass lure, basically. Let's see what we need to get. We need to get the biodiversity. Let's restore this one because we need the coral matter as well. And restore this one because we need the pearls. We need 5 of biodiversity here and 25 pearls to purchase the zone. So we should also get, let me see, one that we have in place is the storage coral. Increases the maximum global capacity for incremental resources. Coral matter, pearls, growth essence, coral plates, and infused corals. And acts as a global drop-off and pickup point where water sprites can store and retrieve resources. It will cost us 8 pearls and 40 coral matters, but I do think it is worth it. So let's put it somewhere over... Let's put it over here. This increases our total pearl capacity. Right now our capacity is 50. We're going to increase it a little bit. Here we can see crafting, seagrass lure. I'm going to craft 2. So we get 20 of wildlife. We are already housing 20 fish, which is quite a lot. We have the fish hollow over here. Let's see if we can get another type of lure. Crafter, coral, management. Nope. We see crafting over here. Lure storage. Storage is global. Resources can be picked up and retrieved from any storage local. Coral. One of your energy networks requires more energy. Let's see which one is requiring more energy. Yep, we have -5. So we need to place, for energy, we need to place here the moon coral. We need to get more moon corals over here. This one should be a priority because we need energy, otherwise they will not produce. Okay, so we have the lure storage, and here we're going to place this one over here and this one over here. Place the lure. You have unhoused wildlife. Unhoused wildlife will leave the reef if you don't build them the correct habitat. So let's build an anemone over here. And it's great to see how the reef is expanding right now. From just an empty seabed with rocks, we have life right now, we have fish, we have they're swimming all around our little coral reef. It's so beautiful to see. You'll see that sometimes I'm just thinking about the logistics, that's why I'm not like always talking, but that helps me as well. Here we have a resource pile that you can reclaim. Really nice, coral matter for free. And we can also harvest the seagrass for making the lures. Shore Life Gulf is almost running out of algae to feed the fish. Okay, so we need more algae right now. This one should be green. But algae also needs coral matters and pearls, but we already have that. We're basically rich right now. I'm going to place some algae over here since we have the anemone. Okay, so we have one. Based on this, we should have a little bit more. So I'm going to place them over here, within the energy network, of course. And we can see our wildlife here in the zone housing. We see the clownfish, we see 30 which are housed, 10 unhoused, and basically I'm not sure what the symbol represents. Oh, here, housed, unhoused, and wild. So these are unhoused. We need another anemone. That means that we need another anemone. Like this. This will house 10 more and a clownfish. We have 4 of biodiversity. Gained by housing wildlife in the reef, new species give more diversity. So we have the clownfish. And we also have the fish hollow. We have 0 here. This houses all basic fish except clownfish. So basically what we need is the the lure, or how we are going to lure the fish. Let me see. Crafting. Sprite essence. Let's see if we can get another type of resource over here. Let's research the other types of corals. Let's see. We have acid coral, we have, let's say, alkaline corals, 20 pearls. Requires 1 biodiversity. No. Okay, no, because we need the biodiversity points to get here. Maybe we can reclaim the resources. Let's see if that gives us some biodiversity points that we don't have right now. The chill corals. No, apparently no, it's not giving us the... We have biodiversity 7, but we spent 3. Okay, so let's craft some additional lures, because that's basically what we need right now to gain the biodiversity again. So let's craft them and see if we have them available. Here we have one of them. Again, craft and place. And we will need another anemone over here in the network. And for that we will need another moon coral. And we have another lure over here. Basically, if we house more fish, we will have more biodiversity. And now we have the 5 points, yeah. So now we can purchase this land. That's more like it. A little space at last. Breathe in that H2O. The change of scenery is certainly nice, but what should we do here? The world is our oyster. We could harness the resources here and build new corals in all this free space. But there's also an opportunity to attract some new creatures. Liven up this place a little. You see, this area's native flora is very different, which means the lures crafted from them will attract new fish. Then we'll have something else for the clownfish to bother with their prattling. I'm quite fond of the clownfish actually, but there doesn't seem to be any grass around here. All in good time, young one. Seagrass is picky. It won't start growing until this area has been reinvigorated a little. Set up some corals and build a base, and before you know it, we'll be up to our gills in seagrass. Let's get to it then. Time to make some new friends. That's awesome. So now we have a new area to explore and to build on. We have some rocks, the seabed. We see other types of resources as well, and boulders. We can move the different boulders with the sea sprites. And we have some well springs as well. We have one over here, but we need to move the boulder if we want to do that here. You can see how the sprites will move the boulder. Really nice. And we have other types of resources. These are the nodes where we can place the sprout corals. Over here we have a sprout coral. We have a lot of coral matter and pearls right now, so I think we can build safely. We also need the moon corals to expand our network. I think we can place 2 of them. And a clam. Or let's say... Yeah, let's wait until they finish this. I think we can reclaim the resources of this one. I think this is not necessary. Here we have the coral matter. We will also have some clams. It's outside of an energy network right now because we will be building this one, which is the moon coral, which will start a new separate energy network. Remember that these corals are generating the energy themselves. They're not taking it from the other network. So you can place them and they will generate the power. You can see that in the filters here. Awesome. Okay. Now we have the coral. We have the corals. What do we do now? Well, let's add some algae here. Some algae, some brain coral. some clams as well. Just placing some of them here so we can liven up the place, like Pontus said. Remember, I fast forward so I don't make the video too long. I think it must be like 2 hours long now. I'm going to put the entire demo over there on YouTube on my channel, and so you can see how the game actually plays, but I think it might be too long if I don't fast forward it. But you can see that the sprites are bringing the resources all the way to here. It would be nice to have like a storage here, so they don't have to travel all the way. And remember that we can move the corals if we need to by reclaiming the resources and then building them again. So that's something nice as well. If you want to change where the corals are placed, you can also do that. And right now you don't see any seagrass like Pontus and Thalassa said, but they will start growing once we have this area a little bit better. This is called Cliff Lagoon, by the way. And right now this one is Shoreline Gulf, and you can see how much wildlife and biodiversity is living here. I can imagine when we have like 40 different species of fish. Oh, and you can see this one, this is so beautiful. Really, words can't describe how I felt the first time I saw this. A whale has been spotted heading towards the reef. Just take a moment to appreciate this and enjoy how beautiful this looks and how this must feel. If you are a person who loves the ocean and biodiversity, I think you will definitely appreciate this. I personally love this, and I loved it the first time I saw it. It makes the reef really feel alive, like there's life. Yeah, I think it really makes, and you can see the little baby, the whale baby. It's just so beautiful. So now, hi, bye. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for visiting. We see the sprout coral over here. We can also get that to get additional coral matter, and a clam over here, but I think we should get another moon coral over here to expand the network. Yes, we are expanding the network. It doesn't have enough algae here, so I think we should place some algae around the moon coral. Let's bring this up to the green range. Okay, and now we do have one lure, so we can use that lure here. We had it in the storage. And that will also lure clownfish here to this area. And once you have that, the seagrass, I think, will start growing. I remember that once it happened. And you can see this little seagrass over here growing progress, 39%. Some gray grass is growing here. This is not actually seagrass, it's gray grass, harvestable when it is fully grown. You can use it for crafting gray lure, large gray lure, and shiny gray lure, which is basically luring different types of fish. You can find this gray grass over here too, which you can harvest because it's 100% grown. You can harvest it. This one is 92%, almost there. We can harvest it too, and once it's harvested you will be able to use it for crafting gray lure. Craft 1, and there we go. Once it's crafted, the sprites have to go here to the crafting table. You can also build one over there in the second zone, but for now I think we can keep it over here. And we have the lure over here. This one will lure different types of fish, so you will want to add here a fish hollow. I place it close by to the lure and the algae. So since we have the storage coral, notice how the sprite is going from the storage coral to the fish hollow. Really nice. And take a look at this. We have these little fish which are not clownfish. This one is luring fish, possible wildlife, the striped damselfish, the green chromis, parrotfish, and the sleeper goby. These are the fish that might be attracted by this type of lure. And I love seeing them swimming with the clownfish all together. This one lured 6 striped damselfish and 5 sleeper goby. Really nice, but they do need some place to stay, to be housed, so right now we have 10 over here. Awesome, let's build another fish hollow. Remember that our goal right now is to have 2 additional zones. The other zone that we have to unlock is this one. I'll admit it, you've been doing well, Thalassa, but I'm sensing something unusual about this zone ahead. What do you mean? I've got an ache in my left fin and that usually means something's troubling. I think the reef is trying to send me a message somehow. What kind of message? Something's coming though now. Yes, could be from Gaia, although I sense this is an even greater power. Go on. It's telling me that if you purchase this zone, we'll get a cool cinematic and then the demo will end. Sounds concerning. I've never heard of a demo. What's that? What's a cinematic? Is it a type of seaweed? No idea, possibly some kind of hitherto unknown aquatic beast. Actually, that sounds quite exciting. Let's go see it. So let's purchase this land and you will see that now, since we purchased the land, there is something strange about the new zone. We see the cinematic. Thalassa, Pontus, your efforts have allowed us to uncover a part of the reef once thought lost to us. I just love the cinematics. I do think they add a lot to the story. Some players may want to play in sandbox mode, I think, but right now with the demo I'm really enjoying the story. How exciting! A lost reef. Imagine what creatures we may discover, what secrets we might unlock. Oh, look at this! We have Dory! So nice. Curb your excitement. If this reef has been lost for so long, it's likely there's a good reason for that. You can see this over here with all the dead whales, I think? Whale skeletons and the dead corals over here. Oh no, this place! What happened here? That is up to you to discover, young guardian. Life can be found even in the most desolate of places. Seek it out, nurture it, and bring this reef back to us. Thanks for playing, that's the end of the demo. We hope you enjoyed your dive into reef building, fish wrangling, and all the underwater chaos that comes with it. Your feedback means a lot to us, so if you have thoughts or suggestions so you can send them to the team. If you had fun, consider adding the game to your wish list. See you back in the reef soon. So, thank you for watching again, hope you had fun, and I'll see you on the channel. Have a nice day.